Life has been lifing. It's been series of brutal ups and downs, rejections in my life. And at this point in time, I am confused, okay? I need help somehow, okay? And to crown it all, 40, is that you I see or something else? I am approaching 40 step by step, little by little. I don't get to understand. When we're much younger, our aunties and uncles that were 40, we used to call them old. So the realization is, I am getting older. Oh, I am getting old, and it's blasting my head because when I look at what I've done and probably what is not yet done, I am a little bit confused. Come to my rescue, guys. As an almost 40 years old woman, life has given me hard knocks. When I tell you hard knocks, it has given me so much hard knocks that I became so bewildered, and I had to question myself if I had any directions in life whatsoever. As a woman above, below and within my age group, you would always have the constant choir singing in your ears about how you need to marry at this time, about how you need to have kids before this time because you can't do it when it's too late. I really want to get the definition about what and which age is too late to accomplish marriage and have kids, because sometimes people just throw talks at you not knowing how much those kind of talks can affect your mental health. I was talking to a friend the other day and I said, does it really mean that if I have a kid at 40 years, I'm going to be giving birth to a crab instead of a human being? Because the way the world is attuned right now, it's just making me think that if I have a kid below a certain age, that child or that baby is not going to be characterized as a baby but something else. So I'm posing this question and I want you guys to come up to me in the comment section to actually tell me what is known as too late. What is an acceptable age to have a child? What is an acceptable age to have a baby? Okay, because myself right now I'm a little bit confused because I'm not married and I don't have a kid. Okay, so if you're watching me and you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Naomi Tato. I reside and work in the United Arab Emirates. I do videos of lifestyle, small talks and travel, and if you really think this is a community you can be part of, then click on the subscribe button. I don't know if it's left or right. Click on it to join my beautiful community. I will be breaking this video into small sessions so you can actually understand the communication, or you can actually understand what I'm trying to say. So probably I'm going to start with what I missed out in my 20s. I will move forward to what I can still do in my 30s, what the 30s has taught me, what I'm actually putting in place to embrace my 40s, and finally some little advice I'll be dishing out to the youngsters, especially younger women. So without further ado, I will start by giving you a synopsis on how my life has enrolled and how I got to this place seated here today, dishing out what I'm dishing out to you guys. Okay, so I was born into a middle class family like everybody else, and life was okay. However, I was that one brilliant kid that knew what I wanted from the start. Okay, and one thing was for sure, that I was never drawn to being married like some baby girls. They are so drawn at a very tender age, they'll be so drawn to be mothers, they'll be so drawn to be married. But I was not that one kid that was drawn to those things. I just had a vision on my own. I wanted to be this, I wanted to be that. Fast forward, my dad died. Fast forward, I went to college. I was good in science, but because my mom was art inclined and she thought she could really help me if I come on with the questions, so she decided that I should do art, and I just averagely, or I fitted into the arts which she wanted. So fast forward to when I became pre-adult, I was being a little bit exposed to the world, and I saw how people attach a lot of importance to marriage and having babies. Then I had the consciousness, okay, that okay, I needed to marry, okay, I needed to have a child. So I spoke a word into my life and I gave an age that I wanted to get married. And if you are my friend watching this, for from Vida to Anjitem to Isabel, if you're someone that has been close to me, you would understand that Naomi Tato has been that one person that has never talked about marriage often. When I was in college, people will always talk, oh, I want to marry, oh, I want to have this, oh, I want to have that. I was not into it like mind and body like that, because in my mind, I already had a time frame when I wanted this, okay? So fast forward to when we left uni and I had to get into the actual world of trying to get a job. Life has been hard, okay? Me finding myself in the United Arab Emirates is because I chose to be in the United Arab Emirates. I chose because I just knew for sure that I am being raised by a single mother, which is by default because my dad died. And trust me, putting up funds to go to the US and all other countries, even though I had a sister in the US, it's going to be hard, okay? So I just decided that, oh, United Arab Emirates, since it's something that is easy to go to, let me just go to. I will tell you that life has been life in here for me. I was that one person that life has given me very hard knocks. As I told you, I have been rejected before. It's been up and down. I've been terminated from jobs with no just cause, okay? I have gone through the whole of my 20s was characterized by tough times. I will not tell you a lie. The whole of my 20s were characterized by tough times. The whole of my 30s, the first phase of my 30s were characterized by a whole lot of ups and downs as well, until I had to go for surgery. When I tell you ups and downs, like finances, the basics of life, I could not even provide for myself until I had to go in for surgery because health-wise, it was a total mess. But however, and something happened and life changed automatically. I did not lose hope, even though my hope was up and down. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. But there was something about me that I was so resilient. I did not lose hope. I kept my focus. And trust me, I landed somewhere that made me to be seated here today, okay? And I will give all glory to God. So however, I still have the vision of being somewhere. I was always, my thought about me was always being a career woman, okay? Always being a career woman. Even right now, even at this point, I haven't really gotten to where I want to become or where I have to be. But I just hope that in few years, I will definitely be there, okay? Because life for me has taught me that it's slowly, it's not something that I have to rush for. So let's get to what I missed in my 20s. I want to put it out there that 20s took forever to get by. That time frame from 20 to 30 took like forever to go by. I will not tell you a lie. So that's why 20s is a part where you need to be intentional about what you really want to do, okay? So I missed out being intentional with relationships, okay? However, that was because my mind was already programmed or pre-programmed that I wanted to get married at a certain age. And behold, this is the age I am at right now that I stated when I was a pre-adult that I wanted to get married, because my thought about life is I didn't really want to end up with a man who was going to tell me, oh, I am the one that put you here. If not of me, you would have not become what you want to become. So I'm one of those people that did not want to hear that. I'm one of those people that did not want, when I need a part as a woman, I go to my husband to give me. When I need this, I go to him to give me. I did not really want that setting for myself. And then one other thing about my 20s that I missed out in, it was getting certifications that would have placed me higher in my careers. I did not have the foresight. I don't want to blame it on anybody, because even when I came to the UAE in my 20s, I was supposed to take the bull by the horn at that time, but because I was not really very intentional about it, I thought I still have time. I thought I still have time, so I had to carry it over to my 30s. So those are the things I missed out in my 20s, okay? So let's get to the things I can't do in my 30s, because actually I'm in my 30s right now and there are certain things that I can do, all right? And which is okay, but sometimes the world will make it seem like it's not okay, because in my 30s I cannot swim. Because I was talking to someone the other day and the person asked me if I could swim. I said, no, I cannot swim. And he was like, that's a survival tactic you need to know. And I've put it on my list that definitely I'm going to learn how to swim. Another thing I cannot do in my 30s, right, which is super strange to some people, is riding a bicycle. I can't ride a bicycle, okay, because when I was much younger, my dad wanted to buy me a bicycle, but my mom was just like, no, I don't want my kid to have marks on my body. And she succeeded because I was groomed by my mom and I did not have any mark on my body. Newsflash, I started having marks only when I became adult. Like, my body was so spotless, okay, and thanks to my mom. So my mom was just like, I didn't want a bike for you because I wanted your skin to be smooth without marks. Another thing I cannot do is I cannot drive, okay, and it's only at this age that I'm still anticipating. I have not decided yet. I'm still anticipating that I'm going to do it, okay, and it's okay. But sometimes when you're in gatherings, as I said earlier, it's going to look like, oh, this girl, you need help. How can you be at this age and you don't drive? So it's one of the things that are in my checklist that I actually have to do. So what has been in my 30s taught me? Honestly, I would like to put this out there that 30s runs very, very, very fast. It's like a twinkle of an eye and 30 is done. It's not like 20s. As I said earlier, 20 took forever to get by, but 30s, it's like sleeping in the night and waking up in the morning and you are already 40. That's how 30 is. 30 runs with the speed of light. What 30 has taught me to be unapologetically me, being me, believing in me, and doing what me pleases, okay? So another thing 30s has taught me is it's okay to be alone. Being alone is part of being introverted. So I embrace being alone all the time. Honestly, I prefer 99% of the time, I would always prefer to be alone. Trust me. I know it's not something that some people would give me accolades for, but I would prefer to be alone because it keeps me away from trouble, keeps me away from so much pop. You understand me? I just prefer to just be in my own small corner, minding my own business, okay? And what 30s has taught me is people, friends, family, whoever would come and go. Relationships will come and go, and be ready to lose people. Losing people is okay, because sometimes we tend to hold on to people and things that were meant to be for short term to long term, and sometimes it's very detrimental to us and our mental health. So it's okay to lose people. Let people who think they can find better, let people who think they can find a very good friendship more than the one you're offering them, let them go and experience it. 30s has taught me that if someone doesn't really value you, it's not about you and your values, it's about them. So if you're with someone as a friend or in a relationship and they don't really value you in any way or form, my dear, it's not about you, it's about them. It's what they consider in their head as value. Probably what you hold as valuable is not what is in their books as value, okay? So let them go and find where they can actually gain what they're looking for or what they can consider as value. And the next one is, what are the things that I'm putting in place, or what am I putting in place to embrace the 40s or to embrace my 40s? So the first thing I put in place as I'm on the road to 40 is prioritizing my health. See, this is something that some people neglect so much, which becomes a problem. So I'm not one of those Africans that will say, I don't go to hospitals because it's like I'm going to dig out what is not there. No, I go to hospital as a preventive measure. So I'm not taken aback when I'm faced with a health challenge. People who are around me, they know. Okay, Naomi and hospital. What I do is every year I go to the hospital to do a complete check, from my liver to my heart to my kidneys to to my intestines, to everything. I do a full body check every year, okay, so that I would know that I am fine. I'll be doing the STDs and the STI test every after 6 months when I'm with or in a relationship with someone. But if I'm not, I will do it every after 1 year, just as I do the normal liver, kidney, and the others, okay? And another thing I prioritize is beauty care, okay? Yeah. So people close to me, as I have said earlier, they know, okay? Like, I take good care of my skin. I am not into hydroquinone. I'm not that greedy that I would want my skin tone to be 10 times, 5 times lighter than its original color. No, I'm not that greedy. I would always tell people, or I'll always prefer, and I'll always tell people, always try to use a very good base, all right, to make you fresher, like gommage, as the French people would call it, which is body scrub. I use a lot more of body scrubs on my skin and I use just a normal nice body lotion, and everything stands. So I prioritize beauty a lot, and in that, my beauty care and my health care, they have a correlation, okay? Because I see now in the internet, they say 30 plus always have back pain, and I am in my 30 plus years and I'm not having back pain. I don't have knee pain. So when I see those posts on the internet, I'm just like, what is happening here? Am I in a different world? So when I had to give a comment in the post that I saw, and I was just like, probably, let me not write, because probably it's because I'm on some supplements. Sometimes your body cannot really take in, sometimes our bodies, some people's stomach walls cannot really take those minerals from the normal food we eat. So it's very advisable when you've gotten to a certain age for you to supplement some minerals and some vitamins. It's very important. I am on some minerals and vitamins that protects my heart, that protects my immune system, that protects many other things that sometimes some things that majority of my age groups are complaining, I don't really have them because I take some supplements. I will tell you, I have a supplement that costs about $100. Another thing that I'm putting in place as I'm on my road to 40 is trying as much as possible to invest. Okay? I try as much as possible to invest, especially on investments that have to give me some capital gains, okay? So investment is one of the things that I'm prioritizing nowadays, okay? And the next one is setting up a trust fund for my unborn child or children. That's what I'm prioritizing as I'm on my road to 40. Creating an account for a child that I have not even seen, I don't even know. I'll just create the account, or I've created the account already, and I'll give a certain name to the baby, or a name that I want my kid to have. Then probably when the child is actually born, and I'll be keeping money, I'm putting money in it, and then probably when the child is actually born, I go to the trust fund and change the name to the actual baby's name when the baby is here. Because trust me, sometimes some of us just have kids and we don't have good strategies in place to care for that child. However, I've learned over time from different people. So setting that alone, that account for my child who is unborn, is very, 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 very important. So that's what I'm prioritizing nowadays, okay? The next thing I'm prioritizing on my road to 40 is getting married and having a settled and happy marriage. I know marriage is not the best of roses. However, as I said earlier, at the end of my teens, pre-adult, I kept in my mind the age group I wanted to get married, or the actual age I wanted to get married, and I am actually in the age that I said that I wanted to get married, or the age bracket that I said that I wanted to get married. So I'm prioritizing marriage now at the age I am right now, of which many people are going to tell you, when you get to that age, the amount of men that will be coming to you are not going to be much. The amount of this that you are not going to see people to marry you. The stories are on and on when you've gotten to a particular age as a woman. However, my case is different. I see much more better people or men coming to me. When I say much more, I don't mean that much more in terms of money, because some people's head, when you say much more, they'll just be thinking it means your exes do not have money. No, what I mean by better is the men coming to me right now are much more intentional. They're willing to love me the way I have always wanted to be loved. They are willing to value me the way I've always wanted to be valued. Okay, so that's what I say, better men are coming now. One of the things I also prioritize as I'm on my road to 40 is helping other people and basically having the preparedness to help other people in a very large scale. Because my mission on earth, my purpose, my God-given purpose on earth is helping people. Okay, so as I'm on my road to 40, I am in the midst of having the preparedness. I am preparing, to start doing what I've been doing on a small scale, on a large scale, that is helping people. When I want to help, it should be like 100 people, but because I know that my success is tied to the success and the successes of others. So I cannot slack. I have to have the preparedness that as I am getting to step 20, there are people that I'm dragging along with me. So the little advice I'm going to give to the youngsters, especially younger ladies, is don't be afraid, Probably, maybe in your life right now, you think nothing is going on. You think you've lost directions. Maybe you think your life is a complete mess. Let me tell you, some of us have been down that road where life did not work for us at all, where we were starting all over again. For me, let me speak for myself. I have been rock bottom many times. I have been rock bottom. I picked it up. I went up again. I picked it up and I went up again. I picked it up and I went up again. So these things happen. These struggles in life will happen. So one thing you will do for yourself is embrace the struggle. And every time you go rock bottom, or every time you experience struggle, try to pen down what life is trying to teach you about that moment. Because sometimes we go through issues, right, that is trying to get us prepared for our purpose, to get us prepared for our mission, to get us prepared for what we are to see in future, to get us prepared for what we are to be in future. I don't know if I make sense, but don't be afraid, Don't be afraid. Embrace each moment, because there are going to be times like that. There are going to be times when you're going to hit rock bottom. So the second part of it all is trying as much as possible to create or to find a support system. Because one thing that is making people to get depressed to the point of suicide today is when they don't have a support system. So what I'm trying to say in earnest is find people who you are comfortable talking to, expressing the deepest of your deepest worries to. Find people who have ears to listen to you. It's another thing to talk and you're being listened to and you are being understood. So find that support system. And the other thing is learn how to be grateful. Be grateful for where you find yourself. See, I've met people in this life that are never grateful. is always about, it has to be their way, or if it's not their way, they will not be grateful. I've met people who, for example, I'll always give an example for those living in the UAE because that's where I'm living. You see people here that left their countries, right, without earning anything. They were not earning any money, and they'll come here and they'll be earning 7,000 dirhams, 8,000, 9,000 dirhams, and they still are not even grateful that this country has to offer them something like this. It's always one bad talk or the other. So when you are grateful and you count your blessings, it's going to give you a satisfaction from within. Okay? It's going to make you to realize that, before you were not this person and now you were this person. Because people would turn not to be grateful and would try to curse a place or curse a person for things and situations that they created for themselves. So don't be that person. Whatever life throws at you, try to pick out, as I said earlier, the lessons and try to be grateful for life. Even if you're not grateful for anything, try to be grateful for life, and you see how being grateful would skyrocket your life to different places. Trust me. Another thing I would like to tell young people is not to hurry. Young girls, do not hurry. Do not hurry. See, as I said earlier, I've been someone that I've never been in a hurry. Honestly, you will see me, I'll always take my thing one step at a time. I'm never in a hurry whatsoever. Sometimes some people don't see it like a very good or positive trait. It's better to go slowly and have a sure end than to go fast, or you're the first, or you're this, and you don't even make it halfway. When you are slow, some people would think that you are missing out. You are not missing out. And this brings me to the next point, where I will tell you, young ladies, don't let your friends and families project their life's timeline into your life. What I mean by that is, as I said in the beginning of my video, there are people we have around us that just because they are married, they are thinking in their head that you are supposed to be married. Yes. Just because they have a child, they are thinking in their head that you are supposed to have a child. Who gave them the authority to think that because they are in need, you are supposed to be in it? So you see that projection of their own life timeline. Oh, I'm married now, you're supposed to. No, honey. You are not supposed to. They are not your God. Don't let them project your own lives into your life. Don't let them be a forerunner of what happens in your life and what does not. They are not your God. When you take in or consume another person's projection or another person's life projection, your life will never be your life. It's going to be by their terms, and probably that's why some people are getting it really upside down nowadays, because they try to take different people's perceptions and build up a lie, and it would when it's a lie, it would definitely crumble. Okay, and the next advice I'm going to do is always reevaluate your life. All right, so probably as we get into 2025, reevaluate your life by the end of the year to see the highs and the lows, and probably you're going to see that you were not the same person from last year, 2023, for example. So sometimes we fail to reevaluate our lives. That's why we are not outwardly grateful for what has happened in our lives, because some people try to reevaluate their lives looking at other people, which is not supposed to be the case. Always put pen to paper to know how your life has progressed in this year, or how your life has progressed in the past 3 months, because sometimes we are less and less grateful because we don't turn to reevaluate our lives to see where life has brought us from. I come to the end of this wonderful episode. I hope you did enjoy it. I decided to put this as I am reevaluating my own life to see where or how far I have come. Of course, I'm not getting to 40 anytime soon. The journey to 40 for me is still in a couple of years. I'm trying to embrace the moments, okay? because I was reevaluating my life, I decided to bring this out to you. It could help someone that is down there. It could help someone who thinks that life is not happening the way it should. However, if you've gotten to this point of my video, I really want to thank you and see you soon in the next episode. And thank you so much for taking out your time to watch the video. And you can kindly subscribe if you really like what I am putting up, and probably you can share and hit the like button. Okay, thank you so much and have a blessed day. Bye bye.